Do you ever feel like your job is draining the life out of you, but you have no idea what to do instead? What if I told you that a couple of years ago, I was in the exact same situation, and I know that there is a way out? Right now, it probably feels impossible, but stick with me. I'm about to reveal to you the exact 6-step process that took me from a job that I hated, earning $24K a year, to becoming a 6-figure freelancer, living my dream life, traveling the world. I'm Agnes, a B2B SaaS marketing strategist, 6-figure entrepreneur, and global adventurer who lived in over 7 different countries. If you're new to this channel, make sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Let me take you back to my 20s. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and I felt completely stuck. We spend so much time of our lives working, and if you're not happy in your career, it feels like a huge part of your life is being wasted. And early in your career, you're often lacking the knowledge of what's even possible. And in my case, what I knew is that I like to work with people, so I thought that I might be a good fit in HR. So I landed a 9-to-5 corporate recruitment job at a recruitment agency in Amsterdam. But what I thought would be a fulfilling role quickly turned into a complete nightmare. Every day, I felt completely micromanaged. I had to clock in at the office at 8:30 a.m. sharp, and if I was just 1 minute late, I had to buy coffee for the entire team out of my own pocket, and each person had their own preferences. Can you imagine? I felt trapped, and I knew that this was not something that I could imagine doing even for the next 2 years. Here's the good news. I'm about to share the 6 steps that I took that helped me to escape this nightmare and find my path. Step number 1 is list your joys. I began by listing all of my daily tasks and giving them a score from 1 to 10 to see which ones I really enjoyed the most. For example, I realized that I loved building relationships, going to events, interviewing people, being creative, whereas activities that I really didn't enjoy were sourcing on LinkedIn. Understanding specifically what brought me joy and writing it down was my first step towards change. Number 2 is leverage your network. One of the smartest moves that I made was reaching out to people in my network and also on LinkedIn who were doing exciting and interesting things. And this was the message that I would send to them. I talked to a wide range of people, including someone who was working for a venture capital fund, someone in marketing, someone in banking, so I could get a variety of impressions. These conversations opened my eyes to so many different career paths I hadn't even considered before. And here's the key: don't hesitate to connect with people who already are where you want to be. Now, if you're thinking, I don't know anyone, that's okay. Just start where you're at the moment. Start with the ones closest to you. So, for example, friends of your parents, someone you interacted with during an internship or side job, or even old classmates might be more helpful than you would expect. Then branch out and attend events in your area that align with your interests. Facebook, Eventbrite, and Meetup might be great sources to finding these events. And if you're reaching out to people on LinkedIn and they don't reply, don't be discouraged. You might want to test another message, but apart from that, it is really a numbers game. So the more people you reach out to, the more replies you'll get in the long run. Whenever I texted with someone, I would invite them for coffee, either in person or virtual, and I would ask them the following questions. How did you find your way into this career path, and what do you enjoy most about your position? Are there any industries or roles that you see me thriving in? What advice would you give someone looking to break into your field? Based on what you know about me, where do you think my strengths lie? Number 3 is offer help. In these conversations, I'd always ask, is there anything I can do for you? And often they would ask the same question back. And then I would say, I'm exploring new opportunities right now. I'm still figuring out where the best fit for me is. Is there anyone in your network you can connect me with who currently has open positions? And here's the email that connected me with my first software company where I landed a role as a freelancer. Number 4 is trust your gut. One of the biggest lessons that I learned was to always trust my gut. If something feels off about the company or position, you're probably right. Before signing that contract as a corporate recruiter years ago, I noticed some very strange policies that they had in the contract, like that I wasn't being paid when I was sick for the first 2 days. And I had a very bad gut feeling, but I decided to ignore it. And I regretted it later, so don't make the same mistake. Number 5 is take the leap. The hardest part is always taking the leap and trusting yourself that you'll be able to figure it out and things will just align for you. And believe me, it's really worth it. A couple of years ago, when I was starting my podcasting journey, I decided to go all in without having a steady income. My parents and my friends kept asking me, when are you going to get a real job? And I can tell you, there were times where it definitely was not easy, but sticking with it really paid off. That podcast eventually evolved into a podcast guesting agency, which then led me to a career in B2B SaaS. And 4 years later, I'm so incredibly grateful that I took that leap because it allowed me to live in Portugal, Australia, India, Bali. I met so many amazing people and I got to know so many different SaaS companies from the inside out. And it made me a way happier person.
Number 6 is zoom out.
Ask yourself, how will my 80-year-old self feel about this decision that I'm making today? Will I regret not taking the risk? This perspective often helps me to push past that fear and focus on the bigger picture. For example, if you're thinking about taking a gap year and traveling, a couple of years later, will you be glad that you did that, or will you end up wishing that you would have stayed in your current environment? I think this is such a powerful question to ask. One of my favorite quotes that I'm thinking about when I'm facing the unknown is, you can't connect the dots when you're looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in the future. If you're in a place where you feel like your passion feels out of reach, don't worry. Allow yourself to take small steps, experiment and explore. Once you will start taking these small steps, one day you will wake up and you'll realize that you created an even better and more joyful life than you ever imagined. If this video was helpful for you, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you soon.